Hello everyone, and welcome to my video. For this video, I'm turning myself into a wolf for Halloween, and as you can see, I've already applied my eyebrows and my face base, so let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. For this look, I'll be using the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to take this warm brown color called Mocha, and I'm going to be focusing this around the perimeters of my face and along my hairline. This is going to act as a guide and a base for our wolf hair. Here I'm covering out my cheekbones, which will act as a guide and a base for our wolf hair as well. I am going in with a heavy hand with this since I am going to blend it out with a fluffier brush anyways. And then I'm just blending over the edges of the eyeshadow that we just placed down. Here I'm just repeating the process to deepen up the contour. So I'm just reapplying the brown shade that we used and blending it out afterwards. And then I'm repeating the process to the other side. I'm also taking my contour further down than I normally would just to create more of a dramatic effect. And then again, just repeating the process until I'm happy with the hollowness of my cheekbones. Here I'm just trying to create a shadow and a guide for our widow's peak that I will be creating later on. And don't worry if it starts to look a little bit muddy in this step, we will be covering this up later on. This is only going to act as a guide and a transition shade. And here I'm just repeating the steps and doing the exact same thing to my jawline by placing the brown color down first and blending it out afterwards. Now we're moving on to the black eyeshadow in the palette. And with this, I'm just going over everywhere we applied the brown eyeshadow without completely covering it, because we still want the brown eyeshadow to show through. And as we did with the brown shadow, I'm just going in with a larger, fluffier brush to blend out any harsh edges of the black eyeshadow. And now it's time to deepen up our cheekbones even further. And I'm not taking the black as far down as I did with the brown shadow, and this is because I want more of a gradient effect and I want the brown to show through. To make it more seamless, don't forget to blend. Now I'm just repeating the steps to deepen up the look even more. Now I'm repeating the steps to the other side. Now I'm just taking some of that black eyeshadow to blend into my hairline. As I did with the brown, I'm also going to apply the black eyeshadow along my jawline. And don't forget to blend this out as well. And I'm also going to blend this down to my neck to make it more gradient. Now I'm taking my small angled brush and dipping it into the black eyeshadow to create my wolf hair. And I'm going to do this all over where we applied the eyeshadow. And here I'm just starting off with my widow's peak. And now I'm continuing doing this all along my hairline and my cheekbones and the jawline. And I'm not being too precise with this, I'm just making small flicks inwards towards my face in lines and crisscrosses. And I'm just doing this pretty randomly and messy. Now I'm just taking my white eyeliner and going over the black wolf hair that we just created to create more texture and dimension. So I'm basically just doing the same thing as we did with the black eyeshadow creating the wolf hair using the white eyeliner. To create even more texture and dimension, I'm going to do the same thing with a black liquid eyeliner. Now I'm going back to the brown eyeshadow that we used, and I'm going to apply this onto the inner corners of our eyes where it meets the nose and dragging it out to our crease. I'm also dragging this eyeshadow out to our outer corners, flicking it upwards to elongate our eyes a little bit. I'm starting off little by little and deepening it up as I go. I'm also taking the eyeshadow from my eyes down the sides of my nose to contour. And now do the same thing to the other eye. And now I'm taking the black eyeshadow that we used earlier to deepen up the eye look. And as I did with the rest of my face, I'm just going to follow the brown eyeshadow and applying the black right on top without completely covering up the brown eyeshadow. And don't forget to blend the two together to make it more seamless. Now I'm taking my Soft Glam palette by Anastasia, and I'm taking the lightest shade in the palette called Tempera, applying this all over my inner corners and onto my lids. Now I'm taking a flat shader brush and dipping it into the brown eyeshadow that we used earlier, and I'm going to apply this on the outer corners of our lower lash line. And then I'm buffing it out with a bigger, fluffier brush. Now I'm just taking a small angled brush with the same brown eyeshadow to create a straight line towards the inner corner, so I'm able to create a new and elongated inner corner. And then go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye. Now I'm taking another angled liner brush with some black shadow to elongate the outer corners of my lower lash line to really enhance the elongated eye look. While doing this, I'm just following the natural angle of my lower lash line. Next, I'm just taking my white eyeliner to fill in the gap that we created on our inner corners. Next, I'm taking the black eyeshadow and applying it onto the tip of my nose to create my wolf nose. Since I don't have a black lip liner, I'm just taking my eyeliner to line the top of my lips only. Once I've lined the top of my lips, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill them in next. After they're filled in, I'm also going to extend the outer corners of my mouth. And I decided that I wanted the outer corners of my under eyes to be even more extended, just for a dramatic effect. In here, I'm just creating a small shadow base for the line that goes from my nose into my cupid's bow. I'm so sorry for being out of frame here, but I'm just creating that line that goes from my nose directly down to my mouth. And here I'm just blending the line out a little bit so it won't be as harsh. Now I'm just curling my lashes to prepare them for the mascara. But first I'm going to line my upper lash line using my black liquid liner. And this is just going to help to hide the lash band from our falsies. Now I'm just going in with my Unlimited mascara by L'Oreal. Now I'm just going to apply my false lashes and I'll be right back. Now that the whole face is done, I'm just gonna go ahead and fix my hair and apply some contact lenses. Now, the first lenses that I went with were these black ones, but I didn't really feel like they contributed anything to the look and didn't give me the contrast that I wanted. So I just went with these instead. And we're done! Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.